So do I have to do a take two, right? Because this is what I was looking for before the other two, right? What did I say? I was looking for the dates of implementation of this element of uh, the rules. This says June 25th, 1948, with changes March 10th, 1964, and December 29th, 1982. That means that this would have been in effect, or some version of this would have been in effect during the term of Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. Specifically, what I was looking for is Section 28, Section 672, under Chapter 45, Supreme Court. Marshal. A, it says the Supreme Court may appoint a marshal who may be subject to removal by the court and may fix his compensation. Then it goes on to say what the marshal shall do, what the marshal is authorized to do. And among that, it goes on to 7, quote, pay the expenses of printing briefs and travel expenses of attorneys in behalf of persons whose motions to appear in form of papyrus in the Supreme Court have been approved, and when counsel have been appointed by the Supreme Court upon vouchers certified by the clerk of the court. This is important because the matter of concern had to do with the original support of the Attorney General in providing marshals in the escort of the freedom riders, and the consideration of what legally or constitutionally supported the change in the Attorney General's position regarding the marshals providing escorts to the freedom riders, to the transition of the communications between the Attorney General and law enforcement in the state via communication with state officials. My understanding is there was a time frame wherein the perspective on the escort provided by marshals ended up being changed by the Attorney General within 20 days of the original official approval of the escort by marshals. However, the notations here, including the historical and statutory notes, do not identify specifically what changes happened between 1948 and 1964. In some version, this law was already in effect, and then the question becomes one of the additional freedom riders that joined after the onset. My understanding is that among the freedom riders that ended up joining in after the freedom riders began were people that were actually attorneys or that were law students. Did this have an impact on whether or not, including in the context of what was ongoing at the court and the role of a court's determination regarding desegregation? Provide a context for considering the Attorney General's application of this or another statute when determining whether or not to provide a escort by marshal.